Hey there, this is Tyler with TriangleWholesaleHomes.com, and today we're going to talk about getting your credit score sky high. I recently, I guess a couple years ago now at this point, read Dave Ramsey's book, The Total Money Makeover, and great book. I'd recommend it. But he did say one thing in there I disagree with, respectfully disagree with, that you don't need credit, and that credit is just a symbol of, is symbolic of how good you are at handling debt. I very respectfully disagree with Mr. Ramsey on that. You do need good credit. You need to have good credit to get a home. You need to have good credit to get a cell phone anymore. They check your credit for purchasing auto insurance. It's important that you have good credit. So today what we're going to talk about are 6 things that you can do to improve your credit. Now this is good for people who either have damaged credit and need to improve it, or even people with good credit that are looking to make it better. So let's jump right into it. The first thing is pretty obvious. You've heard this before, but pay all your bills on time. The important thing here is that no bill goes more than 30 days late, especially credit cards, mortgage payments, car payments, things where the companies are reporting directly to the credit company, the 3 credit agencies. So it's important that nothing goes more than 30 days late. Pay it on time. Even if you pay something 4 or 5 days late, or with most credit cards, you pay 30 seconds late, you're going to get hit with a $25 to $35 late fee. And although that might not affect your credit, it does affect your wallet. That's $35 you could be using for something else that you're going to have to pay. So the first step is pretty easy. You've heard it before, but make sure you pay all your bills on time. Get in the habit of paying your bills 2 to 3 days early at the latest. So that way you're, A, you're never paying late fees, and B, you're always improving your credit. The second point is this goes for people who maybe have some type of black streak on your credit. 3 years ago, less than 3 years ago, my credit score was about 630, and my wife had no credit. Today, my credit score is in the upper 700s. The last time I checked it, which it's been a few months, but the last time was 748, and my wife's is 736. What happened is when I was in college, I had a $95 medical bill that I didn't know about. The hospital was sending the notices to my mom's house in Michigan as I was in school in Northwest Indiana. And eventually it was sent to a collection agency, and the collection agency reported it to the credit companies, and it sat on my credit for about 3 months before I even knew about it. Over a $95 medical bill. It wasn't like I didn't have the money to pay it. So that put a big streak in my credit and pulled my credit score down greatly. Well, I graduated from college in May of 2009 and got married in June. And shortly after, my wife and I became interested in potentially buying a home. And I knew about this bad mark on my credit score. So what I did is I went into one of the free credit reporting agencies, which none of them are free, by the way, but you can get a 7-day trial. Some of them charge $1, some of them are free. But I went on there. I got the number of the credit company that reported that $95 bill to the creditor that reported that $95 bill to the credit companies and put that streak on my credit. And what I did is I called them and I asked them if they would remove it. I explained to them the scenario. I told them I didn't know about the bill. As soon as I found out about it, I paid it in full and closed the account. But I called and asked if they could remove that $95 bad debt from my credit so I didn't have to wait 2 years for it to remove itself. And believe it or not, they did. So one of the things I would recommend for you is that if you have anything bad on your credit, go on to one of the free credit score sites, MyFreeScore, or you can look up any of them. I prefer the ones that give you all 3 of your the credit bureaus, like My3 for Free, I believe is one. Look up any creditors that have a bad mark on your credit and call them and ask them if they will remove it. Now, most of the time they will not. But the worst that they can tell you is no. In my case, they did. Overnight, my credit score went up 40 points. It was absolutely incredible. So the first point is pay your bills on time. Second point is if you have any black streaks on your credit, call the creditor and ask them if they will remove it. The worst they can say is no. The third point is try not to open revolving accounts. Especially by that, what I mean is car loans. Car loans typically do not help your credit, especially initially. Lenders will look at that as debt that you probably really shouldn't have, unlike a credit card or a mortgage. Now, car payments on time can help your credit eventually, but try as best you can to avoid any type of revolving credit account. About 6 months ago, I had a waterproofing company come in and put a French drain in my crawl space because my crawl space was flooding and getting molds and funguses and all kinds of nasty things. And they offered me a 12-month same as cash option, and it is a revolving account. I opened it because my credit score is high enough that I didn't worry about a 2 or 3 point ding on my credit. However, try not to open any revolving accounts. For one, whenever you do a hard inquiry, whenever you look for to open a new credit card or a mortgage or a revolving account, it's going to take your credit score down a few points just for inquiring about opening that credit line. But secondly, the revolving accounts are not very good for your credit. So if you think opening a car loan, buying a car on credit is going to help your credit score, that's incorrect. So try to avoid any and all revolving revolving loans on your credit. The next point is utilize your debt. Utilize your debt. This is one other point that I very respectfully disagree with Dave Ramsey about. Debt can be a great thing. Debt can produce income if you use the right kind of debt. Now, I'm not talking about buying clothes at Kohl's on a credit card. That's a bad debt. Good debt would be a rental property or some type of cash flow, but we're not going to talk about that in this video. But utilize your debt. My wife and I have a Southwest Airlines credit card. And everything that we purchase, whether it's 50 cents all the way up to our mortgage every month or whatever it is, we put on that Southwest Airlines credit card. Now, the thing that we do, and the reason that we do that is we get airline points. We fly up to Michigan every year. I live in North Carolina now. We fly to Michigan every year to see my family for Christmas. We fly free. It doesn't cost us anything because we put all of our debts on that credit card. But the key here is that every Saturday I pay that credit card down to zero. I don't ever let it go past a week without paying my credit card down to zero. Now, can you go more than a week? Yes, absolutely. But the problem is say if you pay it off once a month, although you still won't pay any interest, it's easy for that credit card to build up, and by the time the 30th rolls around, you've got $2,000 on your credit card and $1,700 in your checking account to pay the credit card off. Now what do? And pretty soon that leads up to, I've got $1,000 or more in credit card debt that I can't pay off, and now you're making payments on that and you're paying interest. So what my wife and I do is every Saturday we pay our credit cards down to zero. And that just makes sure that A, we're not going to pay any interest, but B, it also makes sure that that debt isn't going to build up so much that we're going to have any type of hard time paying that debt off. So utilize your debt. I like credit cards. You can go to creditcardtuneup.com, find a credit card that fits your needs. For my wife and I, we felt like the Southwest Airlines credit cards would give us the most for our money, so we both signed up for one. We got a free ticket for signing up, and we utilize it and are able to fly for free every year because we utilize it to its maximum potential. Excuse me. And then the last thing, the point number 6, is try to get a credit card with all 4 of the credit card providers. That's Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. American Express is going to be the toughest one to get a credit card through. You typically do have to have established credit and decent credit to get a credit card through American Express, but Visa, almost anybody can get a Visa credit card as long as your credit score is somewhat decent. Same thing with MasterCard and Discover. So I would try to get one credit card with all 4 agencies and keep the balance at as low as possible. Right now I've got 4 or 5 credit cards, I'm not even sure, and I only use one, which is the Southwest Airlines credit card. It's also a Visa. And the other credit cards I don't use except for once a quarter. Once a quarter I'll go and buy a t-shirt or lunch or just something $20 or under, and then call by that weekend and pay it down to zero, just so they don't close the credit card down, and also so I get an on-time reported payment history with that credit card. So try to get one credit card with each agency. You don't want to have too many credit cards, but you don't want too few either if you want to improve your credit score. And these are just 6 easy steps that anybody can do, or within a short matter of time anybody can do to improve your credit score. Good luck with it. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer if I can. But good luck and God bless.